Oh, folks, we're a little bit outside my comfort zone on this one. I've not stayed in a caravan for about 25 years, since I was a kid. And even then, it was my parents' caravan, a touring caravan. Never stayed in a static caravan before, but that's exactly what we're doing. We are at the North Shore Holiday Park at Skegness. It was booked through Hoseasons, but I've not seen any Hoseasons paraphernalia here, so I think it is a mixture of touring caravans over that side of the park, privately owned stuff, and then stuff that is rented out through the Hoseasons website. This is the caravan that we're staying in, and let's go and have a little look around. I have no idea what to expect for the rest of this weekend. This is very, very new for me. I do like Skegness though, so it's fun to have a weekend in Skegness. Let's go in and have a look around. Ignore that. That cable is, we've brought that with us to hold Dave. Have you got hold of Dave? I can see him lurking the other side of the door, and as soon as I open that door, he is going to be out, and he's not tied up at the moment. So Anna's just going to keep hold of him while I make my way in. So this is a 2-bedroom, can sleep up to 4 people caravan. If we do the little bit of a tour to show you what we've got. Oh, I've not shut the door properly. Dave nearly made it out. Dave, there you go. Be in the video. People always like a bit of Dave. So it's just the 4 of us, including Dave, this weekend. So Andy's here with us, Dave is here with us. No female children though this time. And this is your tour of our 6-berth, 2-bedroom caravan. So this is the kitchen. And I'll level with you, this is much higher spec than I was expecting. I don't really know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting like a full double sink, double toaster, microwave, oven and grill, 4 burners, all this kind of stuff. We've got a full like residential size fridge and freezer. I think I've come into this with a few preconceptions about what caravans are like and not fully realising, and I feel like I've been wasting a lot of money on expensive holidays for many years. So there is our little dining area, which, I mean, we're going to have to make a few adjustments to where the chairs are, because I don't think me and Anna are going to fit in on that far side, and Andy's already picked this side. But there's your double oven thing, lots of storage, big extractor thing up there, and then we come through into the living room, which is very nicely laid out, although again, some quite tight gaps for fuller figured folk. I just stabbed myself in the gut getting through that little gap there, but we've got room here for 2 people, 3 people. I think this one does convert into a bed as well, which we're not, yeah, there you go, converts into a bed, which we're not going to need to do on this trip because it's just the 4 of us staying, and we have got 2 bedrooms. But if we needed to, if all of us were here, we could make this into a bedroom as well. And then over this side, decent sized TV, fire for use in the winter.
There is internet, I think.
Is there?
Is that what that is?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's for the digital TV or something. One thing we have noticed from the moment that we walked in is just how hot it is in here. We've opened up all the windows. It is 24 degrees today, but it is warm. We very much feel like we're in a tin box. There's no air conditioning. There's no fans or anything in here. So we've got all the windows open to try and get some airflow, but it is pretty warm. If we carry on through this way, again, squeezing through the tiny gap, we can then see what we've got in this direction. So through this door. Dave, you don't come through this door. This door is for humans only. Into the sleeping quarters. So in here we have a twin room, which will be Andy's room. So I mean, it's basic, pretty small, but I mean, it's somewhere to sleep. And when I tell you the price at the end of the video, you'll realise just how good value this is as well. So we've got 2 beds there. I guess this is a little wardrobe situation. Big wide window that opens all the way. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Luckily, we don't have another caravan directly behind us. So Andy will probably make lots of noise. He always does. So at least we're not going to be disturbing anybody. It's got radiators throughout as well, which obviously we're not going to need in the heat we're in at the moment. But if you were to stay in one of these in the cooler months, you can stay warm. This is the first of 2 toilets. So this will be Andy's toilet. It's also the only shower, so we will have to come in here and use the shower. No bath, unfortunately, which is not ideal because Andy doesn't like showers, but he's going to have to make do this weekend. We're only here for 3 nights, so we can hose him down after he's been in the sea on Skegness Beach. And then if we come through this way, we have the master suite, which has double bed. Again, radiator heating throughout, window to let some air flow through. We've got this little dressing area, which is pretty fancy, to be honest. I mean, this is fancier than the dressing area we've got at home. Somewhere for Anna to sit and do her hair and makeup and whatnot, and plenty of storage, spare linen and things for the bed out there if we were to have to make that one up, and then a view of my car, which I'm not completely sure if I'm supposed to be parking right next to the caravan. No one else seems to be, and there is a car park, so I might be moving the car in a bit. And then through here we have just a little toilet. Just a little toilet room with a little sink. No shower in the ensuite, but again, thinking in terms of my expectations, I was not expecting 2 toilets in the caravan. We booked this very, very last minute, and there were no floor plans, no real information on the website. It was a last minute, very cheap deal that we booked like 3 days ago, and just thought we'd roll the dice on it. Skegness is about 2.5 hours from home, so we figured it was cheap enough that if we got here and it was a complete disaster, we could just turn around and go home. At least we get a video out of it. But actually, it's really nice, and we're definitely going to enjoy a very nice weekend here, I think. So now we've done the tour, the plan for the rest of the video, we're pretty much going to be doing this along the same lines as the Forest Holidays one that we did a couple of weeks ago on the old channel, where the whole weekend is going to be in this video. So it's probably going to be a slightly longer video, giving you an idea of what we've got up to in our weekend at Skegness. The next step is going to be going out, finding a supermarket somewhere in Skegness and stocking up on stuff. We checked in just after 4 o'clock. It's nearly 5 o'clock now. We did bring Andy's essentials. So he's got his crisps, his fish fingers, his waffles, that kind of thing. But me and Anna have nothing. We managed to grab some coffee bags on the way because, again, I wasn't sure what the situation would be vis-a-vis a coffee machine. Turns out there isn't one, as you'd probably expect. So I've got some coffee bags, but we don't have anything for dinner. We don't have anything for breakfast. So I am going to go out and hunt a supermarket. So I'm not going to get a fan. I can hear you. I'm not going to get a fan because our car was absolutely rammed full on the way here, and I'm not going to get a fan and leave it here. That's madness. £16 from where? Where's Argos? I'm not going to Argos. Not a chance am I going to Argos and buying a fan. She's lost her mind. This is very much old school vlogging from us. I am at Tesco. I've got a big long shopping list to try and get us food, get us through a weekend. And now we know what we're dealing with. We've got a fully kitted out kitchen. We can just buy loads of normal food. Right, back from my Tesco expedition. We do now have a full fridge, mostly full of beverages, including the best alcohol-free beer you can get. I won't have any arguments on that. That is the best one. Couldn't find a fan. Also, we need tea towels or oven gloves or something. There's nothing like that here. Couldn't find anything like that in Tesco either. But that should be enough food to get us through a few days. Hideously expensive. When you're somewhere where you've got nothing and you're having to buy stuff like fry-light oil and ketchup and tea bags and everything. I've just spent £167 in Tesco. Yeah, I did go there hungry. So I did get a few irresponsible things like a big pack of Jaffa cakes and Wheatos for breakfast. Right, plan now. Andy is watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So we have Freeview in here at least. No Wi-Fi, which we warned him about before we came. We gave him the choice whether or not he came with us, and we explained there would be none of that, and he said that was fine. So he's watching that, and me and Anna are going to find something to eat out of this £167 worth of food and beverages I've just bought. Your options are the Meat Metropolis, which is a pizza, or Tesco cook-at-home Indian takeaway. If she turns her nose up to the only 2 meals I bought in £167, I'm never going to the shop on my own again. What are we having?
Dinner.
She's having a pot noodle. She is an absolute nightmare. It is the next morning and we survived the night. And actually, it was quite comfortable in here in the end. What are you laughing at? How is it not comfortable?
I have broken, not broken.
Okay, Anna didn't find the bed comfortable. What I meant by comfortable was the temperature. The temperature in here, as soon as the sun went down, because we had all the windows open, dropped massively. We had our bathroom window. I'll show you. We had this bathroom window and this door and this window wide open all night. So we just got some nice little through breeze. And yeah, it was quite pleasant. I thought we were going to have a horrible sweaty summer night, but actually about 3 a.m, we both woke up shivering and had to pull the door shut and get snuggled down under the blanket properly. So we sorted out the temperature problem. Our plan for today is just to all windows open and curtains shut to try and stop the heat blasting in. But it's actually not going to be quite so hot today. It was a max of 24 yesterday, 22 today. So fingers crossed, should be okay. We are heading down to Inglemells in a little while, which is about 3 miles away from where we're camping. We're in a cupboard, but it's about 3 miles away, so we're going to head down there, go to Fantasy Island. Andy wants to play some bingo. That whole trip will be a separate video, which I think at this point you've probably already seen, but we'll check back in here again when we get back and see what we get up to for the rest of the weekend. We've still got 2 more nights here. I am refreshed and all right. Even the shower worked, hot water and everything. I don't know why I'm so surprised. Oh, folks, if you like the smell of bacon, Saturday morning on a caravan park is the place for you. I am being inundated from all directions by the smell of bacon. It's sending Dave bonkers because he can smell it too and it is coming from everywhere. And if I just turn up at someone's caravan, they'll invite me in. I had a bowl of Wheatos. I don't think we're doing caravans right. So we just wandered down to the front of the park to have a look at what amenities and whatnot we've got here. So there's the Pitch and Putt Inn, which you can book your pitch and putt at, but also does breakfast, dinners. It is a bar. You've got an amusement arcade just there as well. And then over this way is where reception is, but there's also a place where you can buy caravans from. They've got a little spa convenience store over there. There's a leisure shop where you can get all your caravan parts and also spares for parts, repairs, that kind of thing. And you've got a couple of playgrounds, tennis courts. There's, like I say, a pitch and putt thing the other side of this building. They've got some good gear here. I just wish I brought a microphone down with me because I imagine the sound of that wind going through these trees is horrific. Well, we have had a good morning in Fantasy Island. You can see it's still there in the background behind me. Anna and Andy are currently in the back of this arcade where there's a little over 18s area, which Andy can now go in, a little over 18s area where they're playing some bingo. So I'm going to go and check back in with them. It is getting on for 3 o'clock. We've not had any lunch yet. So we did obviously spend a lot of money on groceries. So we could probably head back to the caravan in a bit and eat something there. But there's so many food places just tempting me into getting some chips. I'm trying to be healthy, but at the same time, I got a big bag of Monster Munch yesterday that if we go back to the caravan, I'm only going to eat that. So may as well have chips. And here we have the Bingo Brigade. He did what? He's playing 24 tickets. Does it do it automatically or does he have to push it? So how can he see all 24 of them? So he has to skip through every time a ball's pulled?
Oh no, because it says how many, like, that's his best one.
Oh, okay. He is a madman. How much does 24 tickets cost? £1. So he's put £24 in?
No, £1 for 6.
Oh, okay. I caved. We've got some food. We're at the Fish and Chip Palace. They were very keen that I included them in the video, so. Actually, they are really good chips. I get why they wanted me to talk about them on the internet now. They're really nice. There you go, those chips were so good. I am going to stand here, point at the sign say this is the place you want to come. They're really friendly. They have insisted I do this, but they didn't give me my food for free. Still paid for it. Good value though, £9 for me and Anne to get some chips. Drink for all three of us. We didn't get anything for Andy because he wouldn't have eaten anything from there. We'll grab him something at the caravan when we get back. But yeah, that's the place. The Fish and Chip Palace, pizza and kebab. They do a bit of everything. They've got full English breakfast, roast dinners, all sorts. This feels like an advert. I promise it's not. It was just tasty. I really enjoyed those chips. Highly recommended. It's opposite the Fantasy Island Caravan Park, just down for Fantasy Island. Super easy to find. Well, I think it's safe to say we got back to the caravan just in time. It's just gone 4 o'clock. And it didn't rain while we were out there, but we literally got in, and while I was taking Dave out to go to the toilet, this started. So unless this clears up, this might be us in here for the day now. Right, the rain has stopped. Anna and Andy have got no interest in leaving the caravan again today, but it's only 5:30. I'm on holiday, and I know the sea is not far in this direction, so I'm off on an explore. Got to get my steps in. So over there we've got the holiday shop, the spa, the leisure shop, and then the spares and parts hiding behind that tree as well. And then over this side, this is reception. There's your barrier of entry to get in. Another play area. This one is at the front, so I think that's a public play area. And that is the Pitch and Putt Inn, which is also the restaurant where you can get breakfast and dinner and things like that from. Well, I made it down to the beach. In fact, I've had a full-on walk around Skegness itself. I have been walking, according to my watch, for getting on for an hour and a half, and I reckon I'm still a good 20 minutes away from the caravan. It looks like it's going to start raining again soon, so I think I need to start heading back. But Anna did ask me to bring some seaside donuts back with me, and I think they might all be back there, and I'm going this way, so I'll do my best. But to be honest, if I have to carry seaside donuts for 20 minutes, they ain't making it back anyway, so she might just have to get herself some tomorrow, because we're all coming back down here tomorrow. Andy wants to go to his favourite arcade, and we're just trying to have a little bit of a mooch around the town. This was really just me getting my steps in. I actually recorded a whole video about Skegness while I was here, which I didn't really plan to do, but kept me abused for an hour. But now I'm heading back, and that next time I really will stay in the caravan for the rest of the evening, apart from when I take Dave out for a walk. We've got to get the steps in. I am back in the caravan, and me and Anna have just had something that she taught me about that she found on Twitter. Not Twitter, TikTok. We had girl dinner. For dinner today, we've had a big bag of Doritos, some dips, watermelon and strawberries. I'm a big fan of girl dinner. We did have chips for lunch, so I think we can balance it. We basically had chips and then crisps for tea. I like being on holiday, but the reason I wanted to just let you know we were here, we have a neighbour now. People have moved in next door. They occasionally walk out on their little deck. So yesterday we had nobody surrounding us and we could be nice and loud. Today we are having to be respectful neighbours, but it is not even 9 p.m. I think we've completely wiped Andy out because he's already gone to bed. He's had his story and everything. He has gone to bed. And we're just trying to find something to amuse us on Freeview, which is quite the challenge. We don't really ever have the TV on at home, apart from as a monitor for playing video games, but we don't have any gaming stuff with us. So we're just kind of waiting for Match of the Day to come on, aren't we? We're really ready for Match of the Day. Probably see you tomorrow now, after we've watched Match of the Day together. Well, it is now Sunday morning. I'm back at the same little bit of beach that I was at last night, this time with associates. We have a two-pronged plan. Prong number one, get down here, get on the beach. Andy wants to stand in the sea. And prong number two, get to the Lucky Strike arcade, where he wants to play the 2p machines and play some bingo. It's also been raining on and off-ish this morning, which is why he has a towel on his head, because it's just kind of raining ish. So things we've learned already this morning. Anna's scooter cannot cope with even a smidgen of sand. I just had to, yeah. There's a little bit of path back there that's got a little bit of sand on it, and I just had to push it up. So we won't be taking it on the beach. How can it cope with this? It can do slopes all right though. This is quite the slope and it's making it up this. Just not sand. Oh, what a time to be alive. The donkeys are here. Specifically, the donkeys are over there. I suspect. Oh, it says children only. It's the saddest I've ever been, seeing that children only sign. I want a donkey ride. I've never had a donkey ride. Well, they've gone down to the sea. I'm here guarding the scooter, and it's just started to rain again. Anna's left her phone with me. I've got no way to contact her. I'm starting to think the only way to keep her seat dry is to do what cows do to keep their grass dry and just sit on it myself. But I think I might be over the weight limit for it. I don't know what we've got no coats or anything with us. I can't even go and find shelter somewhere because they won't know where I am, and I'd have to move the scooter. I'm just going to stand here in my grey t-shirt that will be like a wet t-shirt competition and just get wet for as long as it takes for them to come back. We haven't thought this through at all. Well, their attempt to go in the sea lasted about 2 minutes. I sat on the scooter for no more than that, and then they came trundling back because Andy didn't like being out in the rain. So we've spent most of the last couple of hours in the arcade while Andy's played bingo. So it's now 1:30. He has spotted the fact there's a McDonald's here, so I think we're going to get him a McDonald's, and then we're going to go and get fish and chips. It is just starting to rain again. The weather forecast said the rain should have stopped by now, but it is starting again now, so I suspect beach is probably out for the day and the trip. We go home first thing tomorrow morning. But yeah, there's no point trying the beach again when it's on and off raining the whole time. The good old British summertime, eh? For the second time in this video, we are at a fish and chip shop. A different one this time, right in the centre of Skegness. I've already eaten mine, which is why I can't show you them, but there's Anna's. Not quite as good as yesterday's, is it?
So right.
Official review from Anna. Andy is passed out asleep now because we had to give him his medicine because he was getting very, very upset about the weather and not being able to go on the beach and just generally the day not going to plan. And unfortunately, when he has his medicine, that's what happens. So we now need to get him back to the car and then get these two back to the caravan. It is now also Pokemon Community Day, so I also need to make sure I'm catching a sufficient number of Pokemon as well. Well, I am back from my Pokemon hunting. Got in at 5 o'clock and both Anna and Andy were fast asleep. Dave was very active, but Anna and Andy absolutely fast asleep. So clearly the sea air and all the activity has wiped them two out. We've just had a little bit of something to eat. Hello, Dave. We see you there. Dave, look. Everyone misses you when you're not on. Yeah, we had a little bit of something to eat. It is now just gone 6 o'clock and I am now starting to prepare for the live stream, which at this point, you now know whether or not it worked or was a complete disaster. I'm a little bit nervous, never done anything like it before. I've basically got a gimbal for my phone, and I'm going to walk around with my phone on a gimbal in one hand, with another phone in the other hand reading the chat, walking around Skegness. So there's so much that can go wrong, but it was one of the big things that people asked for when I did the subscriber survey the other week. More live stream, particularly IRL live streaming, which apparently is a thing that has become a thing over the last several years, and it's kind of passed me by a little bit, even though I've been a Twitch partner for gazillions of years. I've not ever really explored IRL streaming, so this is my first go at that. You'll already know if it worked or not. If you don't know, then click the live tab here on the channel. You should still be able to see the replay of it, unless it was a complete disaster, in which case there won't be a replay of it. But fingers crossed, it wasn't so disastrous that there was no replay. But I am going to go and get my stuff together, head out, give that a try. And then when I get back, I guess we need to have a little bit of a tidy up and pack up, because tomorrow morning we have to be out of here. Well, officially, according to the email, by 9 a.m. But when we checked in, they said sometime between 9 and 10. But I've got a hospital appointment at 1 tomorrow, so we need to be out of here pretty much at 9 o'clock. Anyway, the checkout process is weird as well, by the way. Rather than just going and handing the key back to reception and getting our key deposit back, because we had to give a £50 cash key deposit that they put in an envelope. When we want to leave, we ring the cleaner on their mobile. The cleaner comes here, takes the key from us, has a quick check that we haven't burnt the place down, and then cleans. And then presumably in the time it takes us to get from here to reception, she lets reception know that we're A+ good to go, because then we just go back to reception and pick up the deposit. I don't know why the cleaner doesn't bring the deposit. And I don't know why we don't take the key back to the reception. It's a weird setup. But yeah, that will be the plan when I get back. But as we are coming to the end of the video, I guess the time has come to discuss cost. We paid last minute. I mean, we booked this, what, Monday, Tuesday? It was less than a week before we came. So it was very, it was a very last minute booking. And we paid £325 for the caravan for 3 nights in what is a really nice caravan park. We knew nothing. I mean, we literally just did it on a whim, completely on faith. There was no floor plan. There were no photographs of the caravan. All we knew is it was a 6-berth caravan with 2 bedrooms, and we were allowed to bring a dog. We had to pay an extra £50 to be able to bring Dave. So if you don't need to bring a dog, it would be a little bit cheaper. And then, of course, we've done the key deposit as well, but we theoretically will get that back because we haven't trashed the place. But £325, including the dog, for 3 nights at the seaside. I don't think that's too bad. If you compare that to, I guess the equivalent would be staying at the Premier Inn in Skegness. That's going to be more than £100 a night at the height of summer. So it is a cheap way to get to the seaside. And having never really done anything like this before, I've really enjoyed it. I think we might do this again. It's a good way to be able to get away and bring Dave with us, because it's quite hard to take Dave away in a hotel, because not many hotels want to take that idiot, as you can imagine. And we want to be able to get out and about and do more now. Now we don't have any kids at home. Obviously, we've brought Andy with us on this trip, but we want to be able to get away. We want to go to Blackpool. We want to go and do some of the other seasidey places, some of the other theme parks that are near seasides. And the thing that's holding us back from travelling more than we are is trying to get Dave in the kennels. So being able to go and do a little bit of a tour of the British seaside and bring Dave with us, that seems like that might be a thing. Have you enjoyed staying in a caravan?
Yes.
She's saying yes. I assume you're not wanting to be on camera, the fact that you're lying there sprawled on the sofa. Yeah, Anna is in full sprawl mode. So, yeah, I won't point a camera at her, but thumbs up from you?
Yes, and there was a dog beach here.
Yeah, she's saying there is a dog. We discovered it on the way out of Skegness earlier today. If we'd have, at that the car park we were in, we went right to head towards Skegness town centre. If we'd have gone left, that is actually a dog beach. So if we'd have known, we could have taken Dave to the beach, which again, I'm sure we'll probably come back. We'll probably come back here at some point. It's only, 2.5 hours drive from home. We can just bundle a few bits in the back of the car, strap Dave in and come here, spend the weekend. And it's been nice. It's been nice to just get away and relax. It's been really cool. Wi-Fi is a disaster, so bear that in mind if you're looking at doing something like this. There is no Wi-Fi in the caravan. We bought one of the little MiFi hotspot things, but that's on 3 network, and 3 network here is absolute trash. My phone is on O2 and I've been absolutely fine, 5G the whole time. But the hotspot thing that we've got, absolutely not. So Andy's had to go without Wi-Fi for the whole weekend, so bear that in mind. But we told him before we left there'd be no Wi-Fi, and he's been absolutely fine not being able to use it. So that's the only drawback, really. Like, I wouldn't be able to upload a video from here, but then I could just go into Skegness and probably do it from there, go into the town proper. So overall, big thumbs up on the trip. I think we are going to wrap the video up here because, like I say, I'm just heading out to do the live stream now, and then it's just going to be us tidying, packing, and heading home. So unless something unexpected happens from this point on, we will see you in the next one. So if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. It is the most helpful thing you can do to help us out as a new channel. Subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, and thank you very much for watching.
Yeah.